We're back. We're back in the MIA.
Bye.
It has been an eventful few weeks, to say the least.
Yeah.
Feels good to be home. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I'm a homebody.
Yeah.
I am. It feels good to be back in Miami. Puerto Rico was fucking awesome. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like it wasn't great. I would like to be there too.
Yeah.
But it feels good to be back. We're back in the homelands. We're here, you know, sitting by the pool. We're smoking some stogies again.
Come on, just like the old. I was gonna say the old days.
The good times.
The old days.
The good old days.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, like less than a month ago.
Yeah.
It's not as cool today.
It does feel like we haven't
Getting
been
closer
here
to
in a while.
summertime.
I know.
I think the last time we were here, I was wearing a jacket, so it's been.
Yeah, exactly. Like
it was cold last time we fucking recorded.
We started recording here now.
Still quarter zip weather, but
in
a couple weeks I'll be sweating in this thing.
Honestly, it's barely quarter zip weather. Like because we started doing it out here because it was nice and chilly.
Right.
Now it's starting to get that time, but it feels like so long because we've done so much in the last couple weeks that it feels good to be back.
I mean, look, it's been eventful. We did Cognizant Classic a couple weeks ago, which was a phenomenal tournament.
100%.
You know, that piggybacked into doing the Puerto Rico Open, which I'm extremely happy that we did that. It was very cool to see the representation there. And it's a grind of a tournament, because those are guys that are fighting for their tour card. They're fighting to even a top 10 finish there is great because you're guaranteed to make it to the next tournament that's not the players.
Yeah.
You know, so like a Valspar. So it's a grind. Those guys are fighting for their life to be on their tour.
100%.
And it's a different element there. You know, it's very competitive. It's anybody's field. And honestly, it's obviously a great course.
It was also a pretty big field this year. Like I felt like because they won, they shortened they cut the list of people that got invited to Arnold Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot more people.
You got
played
Joel Dame in there. You got Nico playing again, which he could have played.
Berger was
there.
Yeah.
It was full. It was a lot of people.
A lot of guys there.
This guy's first PGA Tour win was at Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the part that frustrates me a little bit about it. It's like and that's why I respect the shit out of fucking Nico.
Yeah.
Because Nico didn't have to go.
He didn't. He could have gone to
He could have gone to freaking Arnold. And he just chose to come back. And when we spoke to him, you could tell in his voice, it was not like I don't want to say a duty, but he felt like a personal obligation to go and give back to that tournament because that was a huge win for him too.
Well, it was also defending, so
go there and defend, and he had a great tournament.
Back for that, yeah.
So I
was potential for a lot of it.
100%.
He was in it the whole weekend.
So. Oh yeah, no, he played great. And again, it goes back to the things that we've been talking about growing the game amongst the Latino community, and he spoke about that, and he talked about how this tournament is a great opportunity to do that.
For sure.
So. It was great in the fact that not only is it good for tour players to have an opportunity like a Hovland and to really catapult your career and get that opportunity to get on the tour, but it's a beautiful course. And
it looks sick. I was super jealous of you guys, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a beautiful course. That it's hole 12. Hole 12 and 13.
Really?
That shit's right on the beach.
It's nice.
Dude, badass.
That's
badass.
That's awesome.
I want to play that course.
Yeah.
You know, I would go back there to go play. 100%.
We walked the course on, Friday Thursday we walked.
We walked it a little bit on Thursday.
It was raining.
And then a little bit on Wednesday. But Thursday was a day that we wanted to go walk, and then they got those random little storms that rolled through that. It legit didn't rain anywhere on the island besides there.
That's how it always works.
Walk over there because it was insane.
No. Well, I had to write it the night before, and I'm like, what are the iconic holes that you got to go see? And they were like, 12 and 13, you have to go see. Because it's right smack on the beach, and it was sick. It was cool, and it was right at sundown. It was after the rain, so you know if you ever make it to Puerto Rico, definitely go play it if you can. Shout out to the Hyatt Grand Reserve. I'm probably butchering that one. What is it, Hyatt?
Hyatt Regency Grand Reserve.
Hyatt Regency Grand Reserve. I couldn't get that right in the interview that we did with them.
Dre, that was the first time I've ever seen him stumble in an interview.
I was gassed, bro.
Yeah.
My mind was
Sorry,
fried.
I'm gassed right now. I can use some Magic Mind right around now, honestly.
Speaking about Magic Mind, good. Thank you for doing that. Magic Mind has been a huge catapult for us in getting these content out because we've been pumping a crap load of content out. And it does get my mind right going into these. So,
Yeah.
you know, we don't have some Magic Mind tonight. I had some earlier this morning. It's been a long day today. I had a flat tire earlier today.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I had to get through.
Oh, that's tough.
I had to run 2 miles to my blood to get my blood taken out today. It's been an eventful day. So that's been fueled by Magic Mind. And here we are. And we're getting a recording in. The creative juices are still flowing. So shout out to them on continuing our creative streak in this pod. But it's been a crazy week across the board. We obviously have Players Championship. We're going to get into some of the free agency talk later today. Yeah. Panthers continue to roll. Heat are playing right now against the Nuggets. But it's a good time. It's a good time. We got some great golf going on and some good Miami sports kicking.
But Heat are down 10. But we're still you know. Listen, when the playoffs come around,
we're a playoff team.
The Cats are
rolling.
The Cats are literally the best team in the NHL. Last night's game against Dallas, down 3, come back and win.
Sick.
It was insane on the third period.
Love that team.
Definitely. I mean, the Players the last big tournament before the Masters. So.
Last big tournament and basically the first major.
Yeah, the unofficial major
of the season, even though it's an unofficial major. So. Yeah. Scotty's coming off a dub in Arnold Palmer, a dominant dub. Dominant. On a Sunday where no one was scoring.
No,
he went out there and shot a 5 under.
Insane. Scottie is
the thing is Scottie. You look at his numbers.
Yeah.
First in greens and regulations, first off the tee, first in every category.
Yeah.
Every major category, he was first. The one thing that he was struggling with was the putter, and I even told Pooch last week, I'm like, if Scottie gets the putter going, he is unbeatable. He's unbeatable.
Essentially, yes.
He is. He leads in every major category. I don't give a crap what anybody else even gets close to. If Scottie gets the putter going, he was 144th in putting. All you have to do, if he can cut that in half, it's going to be hard to beat him.
I know.
They showed the stat on TV, and I was like, for top 5 and everything.
No, not top 5, but number one.
In the Arnold Palmer, though, he was number 1 at the end in putting.
Oh, yeah, and it showed, and that's why he won by so many strokes.
Scottie right now, Scottie the last couple of years
he's the closest thing to Tiger.
He's stop. No, he is, but stop. Scotty's my biggest rival.
The gap is still huge between him and Tiger, but his run is the closest thing to Tiger.
Yes.
2 Player of the Year awards.
Which was a robbery.
I understand your boy Hovland got robbed.
He robbed Victor Hovland last year.
I agree.
Honestly, and Rahm would have been a better discussion, to be honest. But
the reality is,
he
still was finishing top 5 in every freaking tournament.
Scotty's the best. Scotty is the best player right now.
He's the best player right now.
He 100%. He's the best player. Really, the last 2 years, now going on 3 years in a row, where he just
dominant run.
Goes on these dominant runs. I mean,
in a very competitive field too.
Yeah, he's won the Masters, he's won the Players, he's won now the Arnold Palmer, he's won the Waste Management twice, and there's another one that he won. But yeah, listen, there's no denying he's not only on a tear, he has been on this tear for so long that he's very clearly the best player in the world right now. There's really no debating it. But it's so hard to repeat at the Players. No one has ever done it. In the 49 years that this tournament is held, not a single person has ever defended their title. Scotty is not defending that title. Scotty.
Is he in contention this week at least?
Yeah, Scotty's always going to be in contention. Scotty will always be there. You'll see his name on Sunday, and he's like, oh my God, there's Scotty.
Yeah.
The thing with the Players, what not only makes it hard is that for the API, for example, Scotty ran away with it toward the end because he got incredibly hot with the putter. You're banking on him to do that again the next week at a very difficult course.
Arnold was playing tough this week.
He's already won. Yeah, and it is. And he's already won this course. And Scotty, but it's so hard to go back. Not even Tiger won back-to-back in this place. Like I don't know. Scotty's odds to win this thing are crazy. They're like plus 500. Like which is an insane number for any golf tournament.
It just shows his dominance.
There's also 140 people playing in this tournament.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see, like, granted, if he wins, would I be shocked?
Are any of the
Probably
leaguers
not,
playing
but
this? No, right?
No.
No.
The first,
Yeah.
they only do majors.
They only do the majors. Yeah.
But, you know, Scottie, I mean, listen, Hav, my guy, Rob, the best player in the world last year. Do
you like him this week? You like Hav this week?
So here's the thing with Hav. Hav is not playing too well right now. Hav is struggling a little bit.
He's finding his groove. It's still so early in the season.
It is. No, 100%. It is. And this is around the time that he found his groove last year. The thing is, you know, Hav got rid of his coach, Joe Mayo.
Okay.
He's got a new coach. He's got a new approach to the game. He's like trying to change a lot of things in his game, and he's talked about it.
Rory had gone through that too.
Rory, Spieth, a lot of these guys do that, but like, you know, you can see it adjusting. Like Hav's it's taking a bit longer to adjust to it, and he even says it himself. He said it at the presser. Here, like, it's like, listen, it's a bit of a slower process. Like, I'm gonna get there. With that being said, I've got Hav to win this weekend. Hav, I'm rocking the shirt.
That shirt's fire.
This shirt is fire.
Where did you get that?
Shout out Javi Portal. Javi got it for my birthday.
Really? Hav,
this is the weekend Hav basically returns. He returns. The crown comes back to Hav's head. This is Hav's opening weekend for 2024. While everything I just said is true, there were things at the Arnold Palmer that you can see him slowly progressing at.
I thought he had a good tournament.
He was in the top 10 the first 2 days.
Yeah.
Weekend kind of fell off. He had a really bad Saturday. And even Sunday, I mean,
it played tough, bro. Tough. Guys were not scoring low.
It did. But
so I think it's more of a testament to the course than it was to him and his game.
Yes. It's probably a mix because he's played. I mean, the last 2 times he played at Arnold Palmer, he was top 10 and tied second.
Right.
But same thing with the players. I mean, he plays really well in Florida. The Florida swing kind of fits his game. You know, he's super long and accurate off the tee.
Yeah.
He prefers putting in Bermuda. I'm playing in Bermuda, and so it fits him. The last 2 times he played, I mean, he was tied third last year, and then a top 10 the year before. Yeah. So it plays well. It plays well. And he just recently moved to Florida. Florida guy now. And so I love Hovland this week. I think Hovland starts to get his groove back. And I think he makes a pretty nice run to that title, and I don't think Scottie's going to win. Those are my predictions. I've got a few more, but that's my guy.
All right.
I'm riding with Hav, rocking the shirt. My guy is back. The crown returns this weekend. Let's go, Hav.
My guy, and he's going to continue to be my guy all year, is Thigala.
I knew it.
Thigala's my guy, man.
Yeah, listen, he's balling.
Bro, he's balling. He's balling.
I like Sahith. He's balling.
He is balling, I feel like he's one of those guys that he's his own worst enemy. He knows he can hit any shot. Did you see the shot that he hit this weekend?
Well, dude, he's
off the fringe of the and he hit with the back of the putter.
It was nuts.
The guy can hit any shot.
Yeah,
and I think it's a blessing and a curse for him because he knows he can pull off any shot. And sometimes he tries to do too much, and sometimes he might hit that bad shot and it kind of derails his round a little bit. But the guy is in contention every week.
100%.
He can shoot low. He can hit any fucking shot from anywhere. Mm-hmm. And he is going to be in the mix every weekend. And he knows that sometimes maybe he's got to take the foot off the pedal a little bit and just take what the course is giving him to stay around, because he's up there in the leaderboard every Friday.
He's killing. He's having a great year. The thing with Sahith is that he obviously hasn't broken through to his first one. Once he does that,
he's young.
The gates are going to open for 100%.
He's fresh on the tour.
He's the fact that he's already competing at such a high level is insane, and he is due for a breakthrough. I guarantee you that he wins sometime this year. I don't know if it's the players, but I do think that he will win a tournament this year.
Does he get a major this year, you think?
Do you think first he can? Being a major? I mean, yes, I think. I don't know, man. Majors are so tough because it's also, you got to take into account that the live guys are also in that. And like, for example, I've got my guys for I know we're already looking at the Masters, but like, I don't see him winning Augusta, and I mean, maybe he can win like a PGA or a U.S. Open. I mean, he's got the skill sets. Like guys like him, a guy like Zala, who's super hot right now.
JT's playing good ball too.
JT's killing it. Minwoo Lee's killing it. Like, Like, but I consider like Sahith and Minwoo kind of in like the same.
Yeah.
I think Sahith's better than Minwoo personally.
Yes.
But in that same type of realm of both of them will have
on
these
the rise.
on the rise, and they can, like, if Sahith won a major, like, not that it wouldn't shock me, because it wouldn't, because of how good he's playing and how good he's been. It'd be more of a shock factor, and his first win would be like a major type thing. But who knows? Like, I mean,
Sahith
people
doesn't
have
have
done
a
that.
win.
I don't think so.
No,
at least
I think he's got no. He has a dub under his belt already under the tour.
Does he?
Let me see. I mean, don't you have to have a win to even play in this tournament?
No. You have to be ranked. He has one win, actually. He does.
Yeah, he has a win, because I remember.
But you don't have to. Okay, he won the Fortinet Championship.
Okay.
Is that even like a? It's a Napa.
Yeah, he has one win, and it's at the
One win.
Fortinet Championship.
Yeah,
And he's got, let's see.
But look at his results in majors.
Masters, he's got 3 top 10s.
Yeah. Well, the Masters is his only top 10, and majors, the rest are T40, T27, T32. I mean, granted, last year was his best. His first year playing any of them.
Not
bad. So yeah, I guess he would technically have one win, but like,
a major would be like by far his biggest win, obviously.
Yeah.
He's fun to watch too. He's really fun to watch. The fans love him. He's good for the game. He's good for the game. If people embrace him, he's like, I think Minwoo is a very good comparison to him. Where a lot of people just kind of, for whatever reason, gravitate to those guys.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I don't want to come off as like racist or anything. This is not a race comment. I could not believe he was Australian. I found that out this week.
Who, Minwoo?
Minwoo's Australian.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Like, not to sound...
No.
But, like, I had no idea.
Yeah.
They posted a picture of Minwoo, Jason Day, and Adam Scott.
Yeah. And you're like, why is Minwoo in this
No,
picture?
they literally said the Aussies playing together. I'm like...
Well, we heard him at the Cognizant.
That's true. Yeah, he does. Yeah,
he's got the Australian accent. Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. But
no, yeah, he's he doesn't look Australian.
He's gonna clip that.
Which is gonna get me canceled by just clipping that and posting that over.
Just put no context to that and just show David saying that.
I'm just gonna cut out the part.
Just cut out the part that says racist, and then cut out the word "I'm not trying to be," and say racist. Minwoo Lee, Australian.
Just say, instead of "I'm not trying to be," I like cut out the
I'm racist.
I trying to be racist.
That'll do it real fast for Dave.
Yeah, we'll get a ton of impressions on that one. Yeah, that much.
But I think I don't really know what to expect out of the course. I was listening to a couple of these guys talk, and the I guess the tone or the feel of the course is that the greens are soft, but they're still fast.
Yeah.
Which, as in the Arnold Palmer this weekend, it was that they were hard and fast. So guys might try to be a little bit more aggressive. I'm assuming it's going to be pretty dry all weekend there. So guys are going to try to be aggressive, I would say, Thursday and Friday. And those greens are going to get harder as the weekend goes on.
Yeah, and there's going to be a little bit of wind too. I mean, that's kind of what comes with the Florida swing too. But yeah, I mean, I was actually listening to, funny enough, it was Hav saying what he loves about this course is that when you're up on the tee, it actually, the way that the Pete Dye course is created is that it's supposed to be so intimidating that you actually don't even realize how much...
almost overcompensate in your head.
So what he was saying is, like, imagine you go to play 17. If 17 doesn't have water around it, these players will put it on the green every single time.
Yeah.
Because it's that close and, like...
Yeah, the water gets to you.
You see that.
The illusion of it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. The illusion of, like, all right, if I miss this, like, I am losing a stroke. I can punch, like, a lot of things. And even on the non-water ones, like, the way that the course is designed, there's a lot of hazards. So if you're on the tee and you're like, all right, I need to hit it exactly here, you don't realize actually you do have a bit, like, what he was saying is that there are places that you can miss and still be okay. But, like, you can easily hit hazards, but it's more of that intimidation factor of, like,
it gets to you.
Gets to you of, like, damn, I didn't hit my spot.
Yeah.
And you just have to, overcome it. That's what makes this course so hard.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and the rough is different.
Yeah.
I think
That
that's
look supposedly it looks longer.
It's long. It's long.
Yeah.
It's long. It's not your traditional Florida course either, where it's like it's taller grass. It's a little bit of a different style than your
Yeah.
traditional Florida courses.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives one of those things where if you're used to the traditional Florida course, you don't necessarily have like a true advantage across the course. In certain areas of the course, I would say you do, because it's still Florida course at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But there's certain parts of the rough that's a longer grass. It's not like your traditional Florida course where guys from, that are traditional European courses might actually have an advantage, and they might be able to gravitate and play well in those situations. So it's a good field, and the fact that there's not a true advantage where like an Arnold Palmer, Cognizant, where a lot of these guys that are familiar with it play well. Shane Lowry, another guy very familiar,
playing well too, by the way.
But this is what he's used to.
Yeah.
I can see where maybe Shane, if he's not great off the tee, he maybe not be able to thrive as he could in some of these other courses.
Well,
so it's a little bit more open who has opportunity here to succeed.
100%. You can even see it. Like I saw a tweet that was like, they listed like all the top guys like last 3 performances, and it was like Hav, top 3, top 9, miscut. Scottie, win, tied 56, miscut.
Anything can happen.
Rory,
It depends
win,
how your
miscut,
game is. In
30 something. Like there's nobody. I mean, you get a couple back-to-back top 10s like a guy like Hav, but like for the most part, it's so like each tournament is so different. Like where you place, because it is difficult, and it's like it's hard to go low. But there is one of the fun like theories of like not really a theory, it's factual, but like of the last 15, I think it's 15 winners of this tournament, I think it's 13 of them have teed off on Thursday in the morning and did the afternoon on Friday, because of how the conditions go. So a lot of the guys, like a lot of people who people think are going to win, actually tee off in the morning because they should hypothetically get out to a hotter start. It's like a whole
So you're saying that the theory is that the advantage is teeing off early on Thursday.
And like 13 of the last 15 winners have done that.
No, dude, that's a real thing.
The only 2 that didn't do that was, I believe, Scottie and Tiger Woods were the only other 2. But
by the way, can we still edit our office pools?
Guess what time Tomlin tees off at?
Morning.
Oh yeah, he's going out with Rory and Spieth. Yes, you can. By the way.
Okay. Because
why are you adding?
I don't remember if I picked Nico, and I like Nico this week, so I might add him as one of my picks.
Honestly, the best thing to do is because it should let you edit hypothetically. But
this is the Thursday tee time.
What does he got? Oh, afternoon.
He's got an afternoon tee time.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to see. That's what I wanted to see.
Look, let's see who's got.
Yeah, he's 1:40 Thursday and 8:30 Friday.
That's a Scottie tee time too. Scottie's got the late.
He's got an afternoon tee time.
That's another reason why I don't think he's gonna win. Morning. You know who goes off in the morning? Rio.
He's been playing well too. He was in contention in Puerto Rico, by the way.
He kind of fell off on the weekend.
He fell off a little bit, but
yeah, he was.
Rio's playing in the players?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big field. Like there's 140 people playing. There's also like, if I remember, I think it's either 10. I think it's 10 amateurs or 20 amateurs, something like that.
Yes.
By the way.
Yeah.
By the way.
Who?
Camilo.
I know.
Morning time.
I know.
Morning tee off. So does Min Woo Lee.
Ooh, there's actually rain projected this weekend here.
Really?
In Jacksonville.
What time?
We got. No, nothing crazy. I mean, according to Weather Channel, you got 30% on Saturday and 30% on Sunday. Nothing crazy. Let me see here. Where else we got? Let's check AccuWeather. We got. Let's see what the consensus is out there on weather. No, I think we'll be good. Sunday 40% here. No, I think we should be good. I mean, spotty showers if anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I think it'll be
an awesome weekend.
It'll be another good weekend of golf. I think it's been great so far, and this is like the biggest, obviously, of the year. So
I love this tournament. I also love because this tournament comes with a lot of fun prop bets. Like you can bet on hole 17 of like how many people like go in the water, and that's always a fun one. I'm gonna go with the over on whatever that is.
I
think I do that every time.
Yeah,
I think
it can't hit.
yeah.
Not hit.
There's also you can bet a hole in one, which I might also do to. Screw it, why not?
I feel like through 4 rounds with the way those
Come
guys go,
on,
and
you
they've
gotta get
seen that.
one.
There's
You gotta
been,
get one.
There's
No,
been.
yeah.
There's been plenty. So I feel I like those odds.
Yeah, I remember some of the. Well, I remember when Cam Smith won it. There was, and I think they probably did it last year too. There was one like pin placement on 17 that was so ridiculously hard.
Is it the front one?
It's like one of the corners, and it was like right like close to the edge. And
I
it's
feel like that front pin location is brutal, because like
Yeah.
guys are not going to be aggressive at trying to go at it.
Yeah.
So they'll just hit towards the back of the green and then get away with like a 2-putt.
But even then, it's so hard to put down because it's got so like.
I know it's not like it's
the
a
greens
flat green.
there. The greens there are not flat.
Yeah.
Like the greens there, they can pick up some speed and so yeah, gonna be an awesome weekend though. I think it's gonna be an awesome weekend. I've got Hav, you got Sahith.
I got Sahith. Sahith's
Let's
my
cook.
guy.
Let's
And
cook.
I do like Nico again this weekend.
Yeah.
He's been playing really well. He's been in contention. He hasn't been up there in the leaderboards, but
Yeah.
if he can just string it together.
He actually had a pretty good cognizant too.
Yeah.
But toward the end, he wasn't in that.
Yeah.
I don't think he finished top 10, but
No,
like,
but
he was playing pretty well. Like
he's playing well. He's playing well. He's
Yeah.
got to put 4 rounds together, but I like him to
Yeah.
at least be in contention. But it's anybody's tournament this weekend. That's for damn sure.
that's for sure.
Curious to really see how Scottie just if he can continue it.
No,
you know?
Scottie will not continue it this weekend. I refuse. Scottie's my biggest rival, so I mean,
Yeah.
Scotty's the only one that stands in the way of Hoff's throne. So the enemy of my enemy is my enemy.
That's fair. That's fair. You have a dark horse this weekend?
I do. I've got 2 dark horses. Billy Horschel, Bermuda Billy,
Bermuda Billy.
and
I like
I've
that.
got Tom Hoagie.
All right.
Those are my 2 dark horses. Why not? They're a little dark.
There's always somebody that comes out of the
Especially
out of the
this
rough.
year. I'll tell you that much.
Somebody always that comes out of the rough that you don't expect to come and can play low. So
Yeah.
we'll see. But anything else for players this weekend?
No, it's gonna be a hell of a weekend.
Yeah, I'm hyped. All
All
right.
I'm ready to dive back into some.
I know. We haven't talked some football in a
I
while.
know, dude.
It has
Oh.
been a eventful
Crazy week.
few days.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I feel like free agency the last
No.
couple of years has been crazy, but this has just been one of those years where there's been big splashes the last few years. It's the amount of movement
Yeah.
that has happened this year.
100%.
There's like 9 running backs that are on different teams this year. Obviously, Finns alone have made a lot of moves,
A lot.
losing and winning
Yeah.
or gaining. But overall, in the whole NFL, I mean,
Yeah.
you're talking about Russell being moved. You're talking about all these running backs. Derrick Henry now on the Ravens.
Crazy.
It's just been
Yeah.
an eventful few days. And Dolphins, obviously, a big part of it. But just overall in the NFL, like, there's a lot that's happened.
100%. No, I agree with you. Like, I feel like this has been the craziest.
It almost feels
start
like
to free season.
Madden-esque.
Yeah. Or
where
dude,
it's like-
honestly, or even NBA-esque. Like,
Yeah.
Like NBA, you'll get a trade deadline. You'll get a lot of these like moves and even the offseason, the guys going to different teams, whatever. Doesn't like in the NFL, I feel like it doesn't like happen to this level that it's doing, especially in terms of big names. Like, I mean, obviously we lost Christian Wilkins. He goes to the Raiders. You got Russ the Steelers, like you mentioned. You've got a bunch of running backs changing within division. Aaron Jones to Vikings. You got Saquon to Eagles. Like, I mean, we got Jordan Poyer, not a running back, obviously safety, but in division, like a lot of movement within division, which is pretty crazy. I mean, obviously, like you mentioned, we lost a decent amount of guys, some guys that obviously hurt a lot, but I think we've done a really, really good job with what we have in terms of the cap.
Yeah.
Make moves of loading up on like a lot of on spots that we really need, especially on the defensive side, because that's where we lost most of the guys.
Yeah.
We lost X, Wilkins, AVG, which honestly personally hurt me the most
Baker.
in terms of just the money. Like, I felt like we could have matched it because like Wilkins is amazing, but the money that he made is so. I mean, totally deserves it, by the way. But like, it's so crazy. Like,
Which
I want to
I want to get into that whole situation, by the way.
That's
I
what
want to
I'm
get into
saying,
that whole
yeah.
situation, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, listen, yeah, and it's hard. We wouldn't be able to pay him that if we wanted to get a lot of guys we got. I mean, we got Shaq Bear, we got Jordan Poyer, obviously my
We
boy
got some
Jonnu
good
Smith.
players, man. We got some
We
good
got a
We
players.
got
ton of
Jonnu,
guys.
and we got this kid from the Seahawks.
The Seahawks, yeah, the linebacker.
Jordan
Linebacker.
Brooks.
Brooks.
Yeah.
Love him.
Yeah, so dude, we made a lot of moves, and it sucks to, like when some of your favorite guys leave.
Of course,
like
it hurts.
X2 is
Those are
another
those
one,
are those
like
are
Dolphin
those are
legend.
Finns guys, bro.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that,
of
it
course.
hurts. It hurts
It
a
hurts.
lot. Like as a Finns fan,
Yeah,
you love those guys. You've grown to really appreciate them and watch them for their game and for their craft, and they're a big part of our fanhood, obviously. But at the end of the day, it's a business.
Yeah,
And these guys got to go get their bag, and they deserve
sure.
to chase their
100%.
bag. And you can't fault them for that. You can't be mad at the Dolphins for that. And that's where I want to go with this, right?
Yeah.
Because people were saying that Christian Wilkins, why didn't we franchise tag him, right? You know how much of an insult that would have been? It might have been one of those things, yes, good, you get to hold him and you get to keep him on your team, amazing. But it would have been a slap to the face to Christian Wilkins to not let him go and explore free agency and have the right to go get his bag.
Yeah.
As a player, it's a level of respect to the guy too.
Yeah, I mean, it's also the fact that, like, usually you try to use your franchise tag on guys you really think you're going to be able to extend the next year. Obviously, we used it on him last year.
We used it already.
So you would think, like,
the guy deserves a long-term contract.
Yeah,
that's
no,
the thing.
100% he does. And by the way, if we had the money to pay him, I would have 100% would have loved to pay him.
We would have done it.
It's just what he was going for.
But
it's because that's what he deserves.
We're trying to build a roster that is deep, right? That has depth, that you can fill a lot of the voids that you have across multitude of positions, while also paying guys next year that you also have to pay.
100%.
You have guys like Jalen Phillips, Javon Holland, Jalen Waddle, the whole Tua situation.
Tua's probably going to be this year.
This will be this year. But, I mean, you have guys that have to get paid, right?
Yeah.
And if you pay one, you have to realize the domino effect that comes with that.
Yeah.
And you may not be able to build a true roster if you decide to just be loyal and pay that guy the money that he deserves to get paid.
Yeah.
It's just the reality of the fact. You can't do it. No one can do it. No one across the NFL is able to do it. You have to have guys that are willing to take maybe pay cuts or renegotiate contracts, and that's what we've been able to do. And the Chiefs are doing it.
Yeah,
everyone's doing it. Yeah, I mean, even the best teams in the NFL are doing it, and that's just the reality of this business. Unfortunately, you can't keep everyone, and it shows a testament that fucking Greer has drafted well.
Yeah, no, well, that's the other part of it. A lot of these guys that we have lost, we're getting comp picks for, so we could essentially,
which is very sneaky good in all of this.
Sneaky good because if Greer, obviously no GM is perfect in the draft. But Greer is definitely been better. Like, if you're ranking him on a scale of great to terrible, he's on the good side. Like, he is here for sure. I mean, look, like, drafts lately alone, like, Wilkins, Javon, Watt, like, all these guys, Tua, like, all these guys from the draft.
Robert Hunt.
And he got paid up back, too.
Jalen Phillips.
Yeah, Jalen Phillips.
Jalen Waddle, Tua.
Yeah.
Austin Jackson.
We forget that we also drafted Minka Fitzpatrick, and he ended up being pretty good.
I mean, you're not going to hit 100%, but goddamn, the guys hit about 80%.
So, yeah, we had a couple of, like, Deion Jordan situations.
I know, I get it.
Yes, I agree. I'm with you.
You're gonna miss. You're gonna miss.
Yeah, I think he was, if I'm not mistaken. No, Chris Greer is not. No. Let's see. Mike
Tannenbaum. Don't even mention that guy. Tannenbaum. Tannenbaum is what that guy is. That guy, I can't stand that man. That guy, Tannenbaum is the biggest talker.
Okay, so yeah,
for a guy that doesn't have a job as a GM for a fucking reason.
His worst draft was 2017, which is the Charles Harris pick, which was tough because the TJ Watt went 2 picks after. Yeah. That's his worst one, and there's not really anybody on this team that's really still here. But after that, I mean, okay,
The thing is, you have to be able to retain some of the draft picks that you make, especially if you
Yes.
hit.
Also,
That's the biggest thing.
One thing we're not saying, I think people are saying, like, it's going around the Twitter sphere that, like, we're not going to start going after some heavy hitters until June 1st, which is when all that Xavier money and Ogba money starts hitting.
And what's it?
Money.
And Armstead.
And all that
Armstead
money,
hasn't hit
Laramie
yet.
Tunzel was another one that he drafted.
Right,
that
which
fell to us.
also turned into what?
the
Yeah,
greatest,
the greatest trade of all time,
Yeah,
bro.
X2 he
I mean,
drafted.
We have to. We do not give enough
Every
credit.
GM misses, but like
We do not have to give
The guys
enough.
he hit
I
on-
get it. It hasn't turned into a winning formula, and we haven't won. I don't know if that's Greer's fault in the aspect of him drafting, right? But the reality is, we've put ourselves in the best position that this team has been in a long time
For sure. I mean,
to go and win.
he can't
Yeah.
control the health of the players. He can't
no.
control injuries.
That's listen. I don't
But
want to.
He put out a roster last year. He put out a winning roster. Like,
No,
He
100%.
went and he went to go get Tyreek. He went and he got Chubb.
Yeah,
He did the things to go put the
And
best
my dark
roster
horse-
possible.
Pat Surtain will be in a Dolphins uniform come this summer. That's my hot take.
Wow.
That's
That'd be
Pat
crazy.
Surtain will be in a Dolphins
I would fucking
That
love
would be
that.
crazy.
I would love that.
But yeah,
Him or
listen. I'm not
Snead.
trying to like hate on Greer. I think Greer's done a great
Oh,
job.
why are you such a great
Uh, it's just like obviously the risk of running it. You have we're now in a position, and obviously a lot of teams are, and it sounds basic and whatever, but you really need to nail this draft because if you want to
I
win
agree.
this
Yeah.
season,
Yeah.
you need to find at least 2 to 3 instant starters.
Yes.
Because we got holes to fill. We do have holes to fill.
He's done a good job of putting him in that position to do it.
100%, especially in the last couple of years. But I'm just saying, like, we definitely, especially with these comp, like, we
Yeah, the
have
comp picks.
to find a few of these guys.
But it's also trade
but-
capital. You don't
Yeah.
know what he can do in the trade
That's a
aspect
good
of
point.
things,
That's a
you
good
know?
point. Yeah.
And I do think that
We're gonna
that
get
is
Patrick
also
Surtain.
a Pat Surtain, a Snead, you know? You don't know what is out
Yeah.
there that we can go and now say, hey, we have an array of draft picks to
Yeah.
use as trade leverage,
You have-
right? And trade
you have extra
capital.
2 third-rounders now.
You have an extra 2
Yeah.
third
And
rounders. You
next
still got
year-
your first. You still got your second.
And next year we have what? I think it's
I
70.
can't
And we're
wait
going to
for
have
the
70 mil in cap space, which is going to go to paying guys like Holland
No,
and
at least you know you have the
Jalen
money
and
to pay those
both
guys.
Jalen's, you know, like, you know, those are moves that, like, I think we've done a good job of working with what we can this year.
Yeah.
But guess what? Next year we're going to be in another great position again. You know, and on top of it, if you hit in the draft this year and can pay next year, we're
Yeah.
right back in the thick of things, you know?
And we haven't left.
Exactly.
We are-
Yeah, exactly.
we are still in the
haven't
top
left.
half.
That's why the
echelon
Chiefs
of
have
the
stayed
league.
competitive. They drafted some monsters.
They've
Yeah,
drafted well. They
yeah,
drafted
yeah.
well.
They drafted
Rashid
Chris
Rice was a
Snead.
great draft pick, by the way.
Who's the
Yeah.
other corner opposite of Snead? That was a stud for them. Another All-Pro.
I know what you're talking about.
But they
Sorry,
drafted
I'm
him. You
flipping
know,
on.
they drafted guys to keep that team.
Well, their
afloat.
defense this year was the best that they had.
And
And
a lot
obviously
of
they
those
won.
guys were drafted. They weren't a lot of
Yeah.
like free agents.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys were people from their
They
own
just gave
system.
Chris Jones the bag. Too.
Yeah.
A lot of guys got the bag.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah, no,
Cousins,
guys were
Kirk
getting
Cousins
paid
too,
this year,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Guys were
Which-
getting paid this year.
Which unfortunately just shows that like if Kirk Cousins is getting 45 mil after an Achilles tear, like
Tua's gonna get the money.
We're gonna have to pay him 50
That's
mil.
what the market is. That's what the market demands. That's what it is. If you don't pay him, someone else will.
Yeah.
And then what do you do? So the fact that people don't want to pay Tua, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Let him play out his option. You draft someone if he doesn't make the Super Bowl, and if he does, you pay him a double.
I
But
don't
yes,
know
yeah,
if that's a true
We're going to
recipe
we're
to
going
success.
to we're going to extend him. We're going
Well,
to
listen,
extend
he
him,
has a QB coach now. It's the first time in his career he's had a QB coach.
which is very strange.
It is strange.
But yes, that's a good thing. But yes, very strange that this is his first year doing it. But nonetheless, we are going to pay Tua. We should pay Tua. I really hope. I mean, it's going to be a lot of money. So we just have to.
Yeah,
Accept, but
we know how these contracts work. You pay him 35 mil this year. You pay him 35 the next year, and then you load it later on, or you pay him 60.
yeah.
But
yeah,
at that
yeah.
point, he's probably proven that he could deserve that
Hopefully.
money. You would assume so. You would assume so.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, then you can move on. You could.
Kind of,
You
yes,
could.
but
You
yes,
could.
you
We've
could.
seen it happen.
Yes. Well, you've seen it happen, and teams don't really recover as well. But yes.
They don't recover, but if that's our biggest problem, you draft a quarterback and you pay him.
Yeah.
You know what you pay him,
Well,
and,
no, you
and you have
I mean,
a
listen,
roster.
the ideal scenario for every team is your window is within your stud quarterback's rookie contract. Obviously we've made huge strides. We made it to the playoffs back-to-back years, and our teams were loaded.
Just
now it gets a bit more interesting, but I like the moves that we've made because we are loading up now at a not cheaper price, but like, we're getting some good deals out there and building a really solid deep team. And we still got a lot of the guys. Like a lot of the guys we lost, like the X, Van Ginkles, Wilkins, they're gonna hurt. Robert Hunt, like they'll hurt, but those are guys that hopefully we're able to replace them. And like guys that we got. Like I'm really pumped for Jordan Poyer. Like dude, Poyer back there with Holland is gonna be nuts.
Are we still gonna bring back Elliott now?
That's the rumor, yes.
Yeah, I think we'll probably bring back Elliott too.
That's the rumor.
We're gonna have to draft O-line,
and we gotta get another D tackle. I would say.
Yeah.
And by the way, we need edge rushers still too,
the Cowboys
because we still don't have. Yes, he is a good. Yeah, he would be that guy to kind of be in the rotation there. The guy that we just got from the Cowboys.
But I have a question when the draft conversation comes up about who is up next or who we should target.
Yeah, I mean, look, I do think from a draft standpoint, we got to look at offensive line. We got to look at the defensive line. But the big thing that we have to, although we still have Jalen Phillips and Chubb, both of those guys are coming off injuries and will not be there to start the season, 100%. Most likely.
No, they won't. They won't.
They're attacking their rehab grade, and
I also don't want him
awesome.
Back first month.
There's no reason to rush him, and I don't think they will. They didn't do it with Ramsey, and I don't see that happening here.
No,
but you need to fill those gaps in the meantime.
I mean, listen, we got Shaq Barrett to fill in some,
which is good.
The guy had a 20-sack season.
I know.
I mean, listen, the guy we just got from the Cowboys, Gallimore,
he's more of a Wilkins guy.
Yeah,
you lost Raekwon too. So there's a lot of depth that needs to be filled there. You still have Sealer, obviously.
Brooks is kind of like he's more of a pass rushing linebacker. So listen, yes, there are definitely still holes we have that in the draft.
Corner, you lost X. You still got to fill that gap.
Corner's another one.
So
I would love to trade for.
We got a center.
Yes.
Well,
love that one. Yeah, he is
athletic, very athletic. Is the big thing.
So here's my question: the guy that's falling now on the boards is a tight end out of Georgia.
No, we just got John.
We don't need tight end.
Well, I'm saying if he's there at number 21, do you take
no?
We need too much other stuff for us to even go for a position like that.
We need 21 better be used on an offensive lineman, a real offensive lineman. Bowers is awesome. Bowers is a stud. We don't need him. It's also like, yes, tight ends are awesome. You see what Laporta just did, but in our offense, we're so dependent on Reek and Waddle that Jonnu, I think, is an even better fit in terms of he's such a
what I don't want to see is
guy, and we got him. He's gonna be so much cheaper. Yeah. So I don't know. I do not want. Obviously, I would want him on my team. Not with what we need.
It's just we need more. No, we have other gaps that I think we need to fill. I think Jonnu.
Powers Johnson is starting to go there now, and he was a guy that I didn't want. I was like number 1 in my draft.
Yeah. I think
I might do some mock drafts tonight.
I think offensive line. I think defensive line. The one position where I still think we need some help, but just because I think you can never have too many, is corner. But we haven't drafted a good.
Well, we don't know.
We don't know with Cam Smith.
Cam Smith could be good. He just wasn't being used last year.
I think Needham was bad. We re-signed him.
We re-signed him.
He's a good guy.
But we do need.
You just need depth there.
Well, we need depth.
And lost X, so you lost a body already.
X a big.
Well, not just depth. You need guys that can actually
go out there and cover.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately, Eli Apple was just a freaking target out there.
Yeah.
He did his best, but that guy when he was out there, it was just
he's good depth, but he's not going to be a true corner 1-2.
Snead would be sick.
Snead would be great.
Snead, obviously Surtain would be insane, but
Surtain would be great.
Dude, if we can get.
I think that's just Greer's MO. He's always had 2 good corners next to each other. I don't see why he would go away from that formula.
He's looking for sure.
Well, we got to remember we got a new DC, so he's going to be making. And I think a lot of our moves are really around him and the type of schemes and who fits his scheme. If I had to assume, that's probably why Van Ginkel was let to walk, because Van Ginkel's contract, the one he got for the Vikings was one that I think we absolutely could have paid within our cap for sure. And they let him walk. Maybe I would assume it would be more scheme fit reason. Who knows? But But
And
I
I
mean,
think we did a good job of filling those gaps.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I
I
definitely
mean,
don't think we'll see Bradley Chubb going out into coverage.
no,
year.
Bradley Chubb, and
It's not who he
I
is.
hope Bradley
Jalen
Chubb.
Phillips either.
Yeah, I hope Bradley Chubb comes
I
back
think they're
by
gonna
like
just have their
October.
hands
But
on the ground. Like they're just gonna become full-time
Yes.
DNs because of the 3.
That's what they should
4-3
be. That's
Yeah,
what their
yeah.
strengths are, and you
You're
need
right.
those guys
Yeah.
attacking the ball.
yeah,
That's
So-
that's what they're
When
built
I
for.
used to see Melvin Ingram covering a wheel run, I'm like, what's going on? Why is this the scheme right now?
Yeah, that
because we were
happened.
so depleted at the end of the season.
Yeah.
That's what happens. But that's why depth's important. I like a lot.
We
of
got
our
plenty of
signings
picks to make that happen.
Yeah, and honestly, if you look at the rest of our division too, the AFC East, everyone got worse
Yeah.
in terms of like the Bills. As of right now, our worst team, they are depleted. We took a bunch of
They're
a
still
couple of
under
their
the
guys.
cap or over the
Um,
cap.
The
I don't know
Jets-
what the Pats are doing. The Jets, Aaron Rodgers might be running for vice president. I mean, everybody's team in the AFC East has gotten worse.
Yeah.
Like
No,
we
have made
we have made
the
moves,
most
and
progress.
granted, I can't say right now.
still
Like,
early.
are we better than last year? I mean, that team was stacked and like how it's hard, but we could be. Like
could be,
we
100%.
we filled in a lot of those spots, and a lot of the guys. Honestly, we got a lot of good playmakers. So
Yeah.
Browns looking good, bro. The fucking Texans are stacked.
the Texans are stacking up. Like they're looking very good. They just got the guy from Minnesota, Hunter, right? Daniel Hunter.
They gave
Um,
freaking $25 million.
Yeah, they had a lot of money
Yeah.
to spend because they're in a very similar
Well,
situation
they're-
that we
they're
were
in
in,
a-
where
Oh,
they
yes,
drafted
yes.
well.
See, they're in a fire scenario because
They
All
drafted
their
They
well.
also
best
have-
players are rookies
and they
stuff.
have
they also have
CJ.
CJ Stroud
Yeah.
on a rookie contract, and he looks like the real
Yeah.
deal. So
That's what I'm saying.
That team-
That team is gonna be. When you have
Yeah.
And their
receiver-
the receivers are young and good too.
crazy, yeah. And they just got what's this guy? The running back.
They got a running back, yeah.
Joe Mixon.
Joe
Mixon, yeah.
Yeah, no, the
They
team.
have Joe Mixon, Damian
Well,
Pierce,
of course,
Devin
AFC.
Singletary. I mean, dude,
Yeah.
they have a-
And
they
this-
have
The
a-
you know
is
what
they can't
team,
cover
though?
Tyreek Hill.
You know what team? And first off, I know. Listen, this is a rumor. I swear to God, if this happens, if Justin Jefferson goes to the Bengals, I will be upset. But
I
the
don't see that
AFC,
happening.
I don't think it's gonna happen either. The AFC it does continue to. It seems like it just continues to get strong. Like the Steelers. I mean, say what you want about Russ. The Steelers.
They will be good
are
again next
going
year.
to be
Yeah.
good.
Like,
Like
this guy doesn't
if
miss
Russ,
the playoffs.
dude. If Russ, yeah. First off, you got Tomlin.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best coaches in the league. You got Russ, who's like, maybe he's not the same Russ, but like he's
still
still
Russ.
He still had a decent year last
He's
year.
gonna
by the
go
way.
out there and put up numbers. He's gonna
and
take
dude,
care of the ball.
Bro, yeah, and then dude, and then their
He's
defense.
gonna
got
take care of the
even-
ball.
Their defense got even better. They got Patrick Queen.
Yeah.
And they got this guy.
They actually
God.
gave Patrick Queen back. I know we.
Yeah, they did.
gave-
Yeah.
what
No, they
the
gave him
game was,
back.
20
Yeah,
mil?
yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. But like, dude, that's another team that we're gonna have to compete with. Like,
it's gonna be
it's
competitive.
the AFC continues to get better somehow, and it's gonna be competitive. But I think we're,
I think we're
we've
right
got-
there
we're
with
right there.
everyone. I think we're right there with everyone.
They're right there with us. my
Yeah,
friend.
yeah.
All right, it's still
Oh, and
in
then
my
they
eyes,
traded to the
it's
Ravens.
top four. The Ravens was an interesting one because the Ravens lost a lot of guys, and they got Derrick Henry, who I love. I mean, they've had my two favorite non-Finns, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. But I don't think they got really better. I think their divisions got way better than they did. At least the Steelers really improved, and the Bengals are obviously going to get Joe Burrow back this year.
The Colts are going to
Um,
be sneaky good too.
Colts
I
are gonna
think
be
next
sneaky
year.
good too.
I mean, it all
Didn't the
depends how
Colts-
Anthony Richardson
didn't-
kind of
didn't the
bounced.
Colts just signed Joe Flacco? Or
No, yeah, actually they did.
they
did.
signed Joe Flacco?
They did just
I
sign
like
Joe
that for
Flacco.
them. That's a good
Yeah.
signing. That's a
They
good
got
signing.
Joe Flacco, and obviously they have Anthony Richardson coming back. The Titans, I mean, the Titans are interesting too. They got a bit of
They
a
paid the shit out of Calvin Ridley.
Oh,
no, that was the Colts, dude. The Titan,
The
yeah,
the
the
Colts.
Titans.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm talking about Titans. I'm talking.
No, but Titans paid him.
yes.
Yeah,
The
we're talking
Titans.
about the Colts now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I also
I meant
to
the
his
Titans
defense-
paid
To
Calvin
his
Ridley.
defense, I
Yeah.
also brought up the Titans. The Titans are an interesting one because, like, their team on pay, like they got Tony Pollard, they got Calvin
Yeah.
Ridley, obviously they got D Hop. D Hop's a bit older. Ridley is still like semi, but he's not that young. He's 29.
He had a pretty good year last year.
But
Yeah,
like
he came into the jump
it's a
and
very
got 27
interesting
years.
spot for them. Like I don't know, like they're in a weird spot, but they got some weapons, man.
They have weapons. They have money to spend,
Yeah.
and I mean, if Will
And new
Levis
coach,
could
too,
be
so
what he,
That's the thing. Yeah.
what he's shown flashes of, they
Yeah.
could make some noise too.
Is this guy still the coach or they fired Mike Vernon? What's the-
Vrabel's
Elver-
gone.
Dude, first off, he never got a job.
He never got a job.
Same-
Neither did Belichick though.
I thought we were gonna sign him.
The Belichick one doesn't shock me. It shocks me. I guess it doesn't shock me as much,
Yeah, but those are two really good coaches.
but it doesn't shock me as much because Belichick, wherever he'd go, he'd have to like kind of take over the place.
Yeah,
So I get why some teams don't want it. Vrabel, it was mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
Vrabel, I mean, was coach of the year three
I
years
know,
ago.
I
So
know.
like And Vrabel is an awesome coach. I mean, if we had the chance to bring Vrabel in for like a positions coach, I mean, oh my God, it'd be a freaking dream.
Even like a assistant head coach kind of
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
like one of those roles that they just kind of bring in to kind of consult.
Yeah.
But I mean, dude, the NFL is going to be an animal next year.
Mike Williams just got cut
Always.
too. He's
There's a bunch of guys still out there.
There's Odell just got cut too. Michael Thomas is probably going to be cut.
Tyreek already put out Michael Thomas.
Hunter Renfro just got let go too. So
no, there's a lot of tools.
I don't think we have
out there. There's a lot of tools out there. I like
Barrios.
I'd love to bring Braxton back.
Hunter Renfro would be a nice little addition to the wide receiver.
100% too. He was like a Pro Bowler 2 years ago. We forget that.
I'd love to either one of those guys. I mean, Braxton's was great all year.
Who's the quarterback for the Raiders?
They brought in. They
cut Jimmy G. Yeah.
What's the guy that was on the Cold Garden? Minshew.
That's but they're gonna draft the quarterback, obviously, right? They have a high draft pick.
I don't know.
Not like super high.
The Commanders spent a fuck ton of money too.
Yeah, the Commanders did got a lot of guys, but they got made some weird moves, honestly.
I wouldn't be surprised if they trade up to get Caleb. Because I think Chicago still doesn't even know what
Chicago's going to trade Justin Fields. There's no doubt on it. They just can't. It'd be so dumb for them to keep him. They're probably just waiting to save on a lot of draft capital and stuff, but to see who gets really desperate toward the end.
So that you're saying they trade him and they go for Caleb, is what you're saying?
They're going for Caleb 100%. It's so hard. You have
the opportunity to get
a guy who's coming out of college who's being hailed as the best thing since the last one, who has been probably Andrew Luck, I would say, or even I guess Joe Burrow to an extent. No, but Andrew Luck was like this phenom. This kid is being hyped up, even though he had a bit of a lesser year last year. He's still being hyped up as the best player to come out in a long time. You kind of almost have to, especially if you're not 100% sure about your quarterback. And I like Justin Fields. I do. I like him.
Me too.
I would have liked it to see. I want to see where he goes.
Trade for him,
dude. Honestly, like,
do you find a buy? Like, I'm sure there's got to be someone that's going to buy a buyer for him.
There's so not.
I heard that. No, he deserves to be a starter in this league, bro. He's too good of an athlete.
Yeah. I think he's a starter for sure. And there's a ton of teams that, like,
if I'm the Raiders, I
can see the Raiders going for him. I can see. I was shocked. I thought Atlanta was going to go for him. I think that would have been sick. That team would have been nuts. And the Kirk thing was a bit weird for me. Kirk just doesn't really fit. Plus, it's like he's probably not going to come back to like middle of the season. Yeah. So like Justin Fields, like you're getting him from the rip, like. And dude,
imagine Justin Fields, Bijan, Drake London,
Kyle Pitts. It'd be sick.
Speed.
And granted, I like Kirk Cousins, but like Jesus.
And the defense is awesome in Atlanta. That's a great defense in Atlanta.
You might not pass it up, but the offense, you don't know where the hell they'll be going.
Yeah. No, that defense. I think the defense there, they can do a lot with a little bit out there.
Yeah. I mean, it's just gonna be drop back and pass. I mean.
Yeah.
Sure, they'll probably get more production,
but. Who's the Vikings quarterback situation?
Dude. No, they just got somebody. Sam Darnold.
They're gonna ride with Sam Darnold.
I hope not, but yeah, I mean, it's looking like it right now.
That's why Jay Jetto.
But supposedly they're another one who can go for Justin Fields because Justin Jefferson said he wants to play with Justin Fields. So
okay, I could see that. I mean, I feel like that's a team that's not that far from being a contender.
They lost a lot of guys though, but yeah.
I know.
And they've also traded a lot of their guys away. They traded
TJ Hawkinson. No, they have TJ Hawkinson.
Oh, that's right.
They have him.
Yeah, they have him. They have him. Yeah, exactly. Right. But the thing with
it's like you have a team you can contend with.
The issues what the Vikings have
Brian Flores.
But they're going to have to pay Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I know.
He's not going to play for them this year if they don't pay him.
Yeah.
And he might get like $35 million.
He's going to set them back in terms of like a ridiculous, and not set them back because he's amazing, but like set them back in terms of like who they can go out and get.
Well,
so
the crazy thing is that the Dolphins are going to trade their first rounder next year and two third rounders this year for JJ, and then they're going to trade their second and third rounder from this year for Snead. Wow. And then we're going to just be a fucking stacked dynasty.
Scheffler, did you catch that?
You saw Scheffler's screen time on free agency?
Yeah,
it was like
17 hours. Crazy.
Yeah.
Me on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like
that guy lives on his phone.
The Dolphins will make like those power moves, but now, bro, I think we've had a great free agency.
If the season started today, I'm happy with our roster.
Dude, we haven't. I mean,
Let's
obviously,
get a draft in first, but yes,
No. Like
of
course,
in terms of free,
Yeah.
I do think
free
our
agency.
draft, if we draft well and those players hit, I think that could determine how, like, from being like a 10-win team to being like a 12, 13-win team. I think like, the guys you draft and like those guys can be like day one.
That's the thing. They got to be
Because
immediate
when's
impact.
the last time we drafted a guy like outside of, like obviously Jalen Waddle, Phillips, and Hovland?
Yeah.
Like when's the last time we had a guy that was like just in there like day one, like started right away? Like Cam Smith wasn't, Channing Tindall, like those are like
Well, Channing Tindall we haven't seen at all.
Yeah.
like we haven't drafted a guy in a while that was like
like an immediate guy.
in there.
Well, Wilkins.
Yeah.
To an extent,
I'm
I
talking
guess.
about,
But
like,
yeah.
like in the last 2 years. In the
Yeah.
years that we're at least in contention that we need
Yeah.
like
No, you need a guy
The
like if
Eagles
you're gonna
drafted-
hit on these draft picks, you need a guy that's gonna play pretty much immediately.
The Eagles drafted freaking Jalen Carter, and they're like Fletcher Cox retired, but like who cares? Jalen Carter's like the greatest defensive tackle right now in the league, arguably.
Yeah. No, you need
They
a
drop
hit on
guys
a
though.
game week one kind of guy.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean,
We'll see.
I a lot of long off season now ahead.
We'll probably
Yeah.
bring back Wynn, Lamb, probably bring back some of those guys. Get some depth on the O-line.
I mean, Connor's
Well,
not out of the picture
I think
too.
I think they're here. Like I think.
I don't think they're free agents.
Yeah, I
Did
think
you
we're
see
good.
that tweet of that guy who was it, Lewis Riddick?
Like, Connor's ACL.
Oh yeah. Well, no, but do you see the thing about Connor that he said
So bad that
he might retire?
Yeah, the retiring thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't even spoken to him. They were basically saying like, "Go do your thing.
Yeah.
If you feel like you want to play ball
He was
later."
so good, man. He was
Obviously,
so good.
like he's not getting that much attention.
Now we're drafting an O lineman. There's no doubt in my mind that our first pick is going to be a guard. Well, it's going to be a guard. We just saw a center, so it's going to be a guard. We don't necessarily need a tackle because Armstead's coming back, and then we got Austin Jackson. That's that. We need a guard. Give me
We
2
have
guards. Give me 3 guards. But yeah. So
or a big wide receiver.
no.
We don't need that. We
Don't need that, Pooch. We don't need any more skill guys. We can just get them.
We need defensive guys too.
We
We
need-
need
we
to
need
fill up that
O-line
line
and
and the
defense.
D line.
We've got enough studs on offense. We got Reed.
Do you think our
got
linebacker
Waddle.
core is better now or worse?
I think Jordan Brooks is a freaking stud.
I think it's probably a little bit better. It depends what you're if you including outside. Maybe Seth Chubb and Wilkins.
No,
Not
we're talking
Wilkins.
about, like, the
But
true
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
true
yes.
linebackers.
I like Jerome
Edge
Baker,
guys.
but I mean, I like the guys we got. They're probably better. If I had
Then
to
again,
guess.
it's just depth. Like we just
Yeah,
need depth
it's either better
there.
around
Duke
the same
Riley,
range.
Sure,
But
he's awesome, but I don't know.
yeah. Duke's gonna be coming off the bench for sure. Yeah, I like Duke too, but
Yeah.
that's just how it goes.
Yeah, no, crazy fucking free agency.
Yeah, crazy.
I got nothing else. I think we're set for a good off season. I think this is just kind of we're gonna just keep seeing the trickle effect of things
Yeah.
unfolding. Now that everyone's kind of got the big paychecks in, now it's kind of like this middle ground, and obviously draft. So we'll see what the draft entails in a few weeks. But football never is dead.
Never. We're so back.
Yeah, it's
We are
never
so
dead.
back. We're so back.
Here we are in March, and we're talking
Yeah.
football. It's the
Yep.
best thing. But next week we'll talk some Panthers.
Yes.
We'll talk some Heat. We're getting close to the wrapping up of the regular season there. Panthers are rolling. Heat are right in the thick of it, even though we're not playing. We were playing great, and then now we're kind of cooled off again. But
Yeah.
we're just cooling off before we get hot again.
Inter
I'm not.
Miami just won their CONCACAF match.
Yeah. Inter Miami's playing
Oh.
great.
Oh.
Messi.
Oh.
Messi is just 10
Loser.
times better than Ronaldo.
Shut up. Shut your mouth.
But yeah, that's it for this week's episode. I'm excited for players this week, so we got a good week ahead of us.
Oh yeah.
Anything else? You got anything else?
Like, subscribe, keep sharing, keep commenting, do whatever it does.
Merch drop.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
you're probably
Yeah,
not
there
gonna
you go.
see it at this point,
Yeah,
but we got a
yeah.
merch drop coming.
Cut a reel.
Yeah, we'll cut a reel, but we got merch drop. Stay tuned for that. It's gonna come in the next 2 weeks, so
Yeah.
we will have that. We're gonna
We'll have you
do a
ready for the
full
Masters.
drop, everything for the golf lovers out there.
Let's go.
That's it. All right.
That's pretty much it.
Adios.
That was our promo. Peace.